Where do you see business owners that you work with make some of the bigger mistake? Like, what are some of the, gosh, I see so many people do this and it's so avoidable. What would you say some of those traps are?
Yeah, I mean, first, it's we were talking before about profit
Yeah.
first, right?
Yeah.
I love that methodology and I love that thinking of pay yourself first. Putting every single dollar back into this business is not a good idea. Look, it can absolutely fuel growth, and from what I talked about before, I did that. Right. I think every entrepreneur at some point in their life has done that, has poured every single thing back into the business. It becomes a complete grind. Now you've just created another job for yourself, right? And it doesn't pay. So if you have to get a little bit of the sugar if it's going to just be a lot of vinegar, right? So, I think number one is take some money out and have some fun with it, right? And again, really focus on paying yourself first so that it's not that kind of grind, right?
Yeah.
The second is just not no intentional thinking, right? And what do I
Mm.
mean by that? I love the Under Armour case study, right? We all know Under Armour now has so many SKUs, loads of things that you can buy from Under Armour. When they started, all you could buy were shirts. That's it. That's all they made for a really long time. I think the first 7 or 8 years of their existence, all they did was shirts. They could have. They could have expanded. They could have got different SKUs. They could have done a lot of different things early on because they had money. It wasn't like it wasn't an unprofitable business. Why didn't they? Because they wanted to be known for their shirts. Because they felt like if they could drill down in that niche and really focus and act with intention, they would do really well. And look at them, right?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
obviously worked. So again, it's coming to your business with what do I actually want? And so then it's also the hardest part, shutting out that noise, not chasing those shiny objects of, well, this could work. Yeah, that could work. Now your business is scattered. It's all over the place, right? I live in Jersey. We have a lot of diners, right? The diner menus, pages and
Yeah.
pages of food, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Me as a sort of a business person, I think, my God, think about the costs, right? It's like 17 different meats. We got a lot of different produce.
Yeah.
Man, and oh man, you're killing yourself with how much you have to spend on the food to make all of these different dishes. But if I can think about my cost structure intentionally and say, I am just building widgets, that's all I'm doing right now, you're going to do a lot better than sort of that scatter shot, right? And then the last piece is giving up 7 seconds before the miracle, right? There's a great book that I love, 3 Feet from Gold, right? And the story is that these gold miners, in the gold rush, they bought a claim they thought was going to be a bonanza. They didn't know anything about gold mining, so they uh, drilled down a shaft straight down into the earth. They hit gold and they celebrated, and then that vein ran out because they kept digging straight down. They didn't know anything about gold mining. So they thought, hey, you know what? This claim is played out. They sold it for pennies on the dollar to someone that actually knew about gold mining. And what that person did was, instead of keep going down, went to the sides and found millions of dollars of gold, right? So you have to keep with it. You have to stick with it. And when there's a problem, instead of just sort of giving up and saying, you know what, this is too hard, forget it, it's not going to work, solve the problem, right? And that
Yeah.
that is really hard. That comes with a lot of discipline and a lot of, again, mentorship and coaching that'll get you there.